is NewsNation Prime.
And thank you for staying with us. I'm Natasha Zubes. Diplomats from around the world gathered in Indonesia for the latest G-20 summit. And of course, the war in Ukraine was one of the biggest talking points. In fact, tensions between the U.S. and Russia could be felt throughout the event. NewsNation's Tom Dempsey is live for us in Washington with all the details. Tom?
Hey, Natasha. Yeah, the G20 summit usually serves as an event with really traditional diplomacy and straight-laced talks. But the war in Ukraine, of course, has changed everything, with no group photo this year between the world leaders, and even more importantly, the U.S. really taking aim at China and Russia. With the ongoing war between Ukraine and Russia serving as a major backdrop, on Saturday, the divide between the U.S. and Russia could be seen.
If we have to live without multilateralism.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken held talks with his counterpart from China and even went as far as to call out China's support for Russia during the conflict.
I don't think that China is, in fact, engaging in a way that suggests neutrality. It supported Russia.
The meeting lasted several hours, with Blinken imploring China to stand up to Russia and stop assisting in Putin's effort by holding joint military exercises and amplifying propaganda.
Despite the complexities of our relationship, I can say with some confidence that our delegations found today's discussions useful, candid, and constructive.
Tension spilled over into other moments when U.S. and Russia delegations avoided each other, and Blinken highlighted how Russia's team left early during talks dealing with the country blockading grain shipments.
In fact, Foreign Minister Lavrov left the meeting early, maybe because the messages had become so resoundingly clear.
Russia fired back, posting this tweet mocking the claims the country isolated itself. With the war in Europe showing no signs of ending nearly 5 months after it began, the summit showed how a peaceful end to the conflict will likely take time. And Natasha, on the U.S. diplomacy front, NewsNation has just learned about the release of a op-ed to the Washington Post from President Joe Biden, where he discusses his upcoming trip to the Middle East, and specifically how he's looking forward to face-to-face meetings and engaging directly with countries that could help counter Russian aggression, and that includes meetings with Saudi Arabia.
Interesting. Well, Tom, what lies ahead in terms of talks between the U.S. and China?
Yeah, big talker right there. We do know the president has an upcoming conversation with the top Chinese leader by phone this upcoming week. Of course, we expect them to talk about the war happening in Ukraine, as well as possibly the removal of tariffs on Chinese imports coming into the U.S. But when they do chat by phone, that'll mark the first time they have a conversation since March.
Wow.
Natasha?
All right, Tom, thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.